Okay, I've been teaching Title I reading for 36 years, and I actually started at Floyd Valley, and then a few years later, it merged with MOC. So I've done all 36 years here in this district. And when I started, there was a law that said you had to have separation of church and state. And there was also a law that Title I had to be provided to every school in the district. So I was actually teaching at the parochial schools, Spalding Catholic and Orange City Christian. But because of that separation, I had taught in the fire station in Granville, and the kids had to walk over no matter what the weather. And at Orange City Christian, they rented the house next door. And the kids came over and had lessons either in the living room or the bedrooms. I was so happy when they changed that law, and then I got to be back in the regular schools. Then I felt like I was part of the staff again. As other teachers retired, I got moved around, and I taught in every single building in our district except the high school. But I ended up in Hospers Elementary, which is where I taught over 25 of my years, until this new building was made and we merged with Orange City Elementary. One of the biggest highlights of my career was when Marcia DeGraff asked if I'd be willing to take the training and become a reading recovery teacher, which was teaching first graders one-on-one in a very prescribed program. And it was a year-long training. I took it and learned fantastic things. In fact, it was so good. I had so much success with my reading recovery students at school that I took my oldest granddaughter, who was 4, and gave her the lessons at home, and she entered kindergarten knowing how to read. So that became a tradition, and all my grandchildren took reading lessons starting at age 4. I also really enjoyed the small group Title I groups, and I have to say a special thanks to the first grade teachers from Hospers Elementary. I was sometimes taking 4 different groups or kids out of their classes, and they bent over backwards to fit their kids into my schedule, even if they had to change their own schedules. So Diane Vanderplug, Kelly Boersma, and Maria Simelink, thank you so much. You were wonderful co-teachers, and I really, really appreciated that. Another one of the highlights was teaching driver's ed, and I've done that for 26 summers. And it was so fun when they would assign me a student who had been one of my little reading students to see how much they had changed and grown over the years. And I really enjoyed teaching behind the wheel, although I wouldn't have done it without a break. I feel like I'm really fortunate that I was able to teach all of my years in one district where I lived, where I grew up, where I graduated from, where both of my children and all 9 of my grandchildren went, and feel really blessed to have lived in these small towns where people know each other, care about each other, and we have a school that is really excellent in academics, in sports, in music, and in so many other areas. It's just really been a blessing. And I'm going to miss it, but I also am looking forward to retirement in this next chapter of my life.